You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network, the home of the Options Podcast. For more quality options programs, visit theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app available in the iTunes and Google Play stores. Select programs are also available via live stream at mixlr.com/options-insider. That's mixlr.com/options-insider. Don't forget to follow along with your favorite programs and submit your own questions for the hosts at twitter.com/options, stocktwits.com/options, facebook.com/theoptionsinsider, or via questions at theoptionsinsider.com. The Options Insider Radio Network is sponsored by Fidelity Investments. Fidelity's Option Trade Builder tool can help you confidently build an options trade in 3 simple steps. Just choose a strategy, select a contract, and then review the benefits and risks of the trade. Learn more about Option Trade Builder at fidelity.com/options. Options trading entails significant risk and is not appropriate for all investors. Certain complex option strategies carry additional risk. Before trading options, contact Fidelity Investments by calling 800-544-5115 to receive a copy of the characteristics and risks of standardized options. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE SIPC.
Good morning. Today is Monday, September 10th, 2018. This is your Options News Rundown. I'm Dan Passarelli. Our first story today is from investing.com. SEC halts trading in 2 cryptocurrency products, citing market confusion. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission said on Sunday it was immediately suspending trading in 2 investment products that track cryptocurrencies, citing confusion in the markets over whether the products are exchange-traded funds. The SEC said in a statement that trading Bitcoin Tracker 1 and Ether Tracker 1 would be halted in the United States until at least September 20th. The products promise to track the price of the cryptocurrencies less fees. They're both listed on a NASDAQ Inc. exchange in Stockholm, but trade over the counter in transactions that occur off exchanges within the United States. It appears that there is a lack of current, consistent, and accurate information, the SEC said in a notice posted on its website. Application materials submitted to enable the offer and sale of these financial products in the United States, as well as certain trading websites, characterize them as exchange-traded funds. Our second story today is from NASDAQ.com. Apple's China distraction before Wednesday's big event. President Trump has cast a formidable shadow in the days leading to Apple's big iPhone event on Wednesday. Over the weekend, he suggested in a tweet that Apple move its manufacturing plants to the U.S. to avoid tariffs in the simmering trade war between the U.S. and China. It is a recurring thread, Apple Chief Executive Tim Cook has heard from the White House, but a particular distraction in the days leading up to the news of 3 new iPhones. There is an easy solution where there would be zero tax, and indeed a tax incentive. Make your products in the United States instead of China. Start building new plants now, Trump tweeted. Exciting. Apple gleaned nearly 20% of its total fiscal 2017 revenue, or $44.8 billion, from China. That's 3 times more than runner-ups Intel, which hauled in $14.8 billion, and Qualcomm at $14.6 billion. Underscoring Apple's reliance on the region, nearly every iPhone is built in China. Our third story today is from investing.com. Europe leads fight back after Asian shares are floored again. Gains in Europe held steady global stock markets on Monday after rising anxiety about the U.S.-China trade war and further Fed rate hikes gave Asia its longest losing streak since the end of 2015. A 2% jump in Italian shares on soothing budget comments had boosted Europe, and Wall Street was set to start higher, but it felt fragile after a fresh sell-off in China overnight dragged Asia lower to a new 14-month low. Traders were bracing for a potential escalation in the Sino-U.S. row after U.S. President Donald Trump raised the stakes on Friday. He said he was ready to impose tariffs on virtually all Chinese imports into the United States, threatening duties on another $267 billion of goods, in addition to the $200 billion already facing levies. He called on Apple to make its products in the United States. Strong U.S. jobs numbers on Friday had bolstered bets on a higher dollar, with expectations the Federal Reserve will keep raising U.S. interest rates. And our final story today is from CNBC.com. U.S. Treasury yields are unchanged as investors eye U.S.-China trade dispute. U.S. government debt yields were unchanged on Monday as Wall Street eyed upcoming news on U.S.-China trade tariffs. The yield on the benchmark 10-year Treasury note held steady at 2.939% at 9:50 a.m. Eastern Time, while the yield on the 30-year Treasury bond was relatively flat at 3.097%. Last week's trade news continues to influence the market sentiment. Investors will also watch Washington's relationship with other major economies. Canada and the U.S. have yet to secure a deal that would replace the North American Free Trade Agreement. And on Friday, Trump told journalists that the U.S. had begun talks with Japan over trade, Reuters reported. Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic is set to speak at an economic business luncheon at the Albany State University in Georgia on Monday. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is news you can use for today, Monday, September 10th, 2018, your Options News Rundown. I'm Dan Passarelli, Trade Smart, and have a great day.
The preceding program was a production of the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play. Don't forget to follow along with your favorite programs and submit your own questions for the hosts at twitter.com/options, facebook.com/theoptionsinsider, or via questions@theoptionsinsider.com.